Good morning, students. I am Shri Pavitra and I'll be handling Unit 3 of the paper Information Security. Cryptography is the art and science of making a crypto system that is capable of providing information security. Before learning about what is cryptography, let us see the fundamental objective of cryptography. In the picture, we can see two persons, Alice and Bob, communicating with the help of a channel, and they want to exchange the message M. We have an attacker, a malicious attacker, trying to intercept the channel and steal the message. Cryptography deals with the actual securing of digital data. It refers to the design of mechanisms based on mathematical algorithms that provide fundamental information security services. Cryptography is used in many applications like banking transactions cards, computer passwords, and email and e-commerce transactions. A crypto system is an implementation of cryptographic techniques. Cryptographic technique is a technique or a mechanism which provides security to the data, digital data, and their accompanying infrastructure to provide information security services. A crypto system is also referred to as a cipher system. Modern cryptography is the basic part of computer and communications security. Its foundation is based on various concepts of mathematics such as number theory, computational complexity theory, and probability theory. Here we have a simple model of a crypto system. We have two persons, Alice and Bob, who are involved in the communication of a message. The message is not sent from the sender to the receiver as a plain message, but it is transformed to an encrypted message. The plain text, that is the original message from Alice, is encrypted with the help of an algorithm and an encryption key, and the output of encryption process is the cipher text. The cipher text is a non-readable form message which, when intercepted by any attacker, the message cannot be understood. So this ciphertext is transferred via the channel and it reaches the receiver Bob. So here again Bob has to decrypt the ciphertext to get the original plain text. I'm sure you must have already learnt about these terminologies: plain text, encryption, ciphertext, and decryption. Cryptography is the technique of securing information and communications through use of codes so that only those people for whom the information is intended can understand it and process it, thus preventing unauthorized access to information. In cryptography, the prefix crypt means hidden and the suffix graphy means writing. We have generally three types of cryptography: symmetric key cryptography, hash functions, and asymmetric key cryptography. The main broad types of cryptography are these two, symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric key cryptography is an encryption system where the sender and receiver of messages use a single common key to encrypt and decrypt messages. These systems are faster and simple, but the main problem is that the sender and receiver somehow they have to exchange the keys in a secure manner. There are many cryptographic systems that follow symmetric key cryptography. Next is asymmetric key cryptography, which is also known as public key cryptography. And here this system uses a pair of keys to encrypt and decrypt information. The pair of keys are a public key and a private key. The public key is used to encrypt the data and it is sent to the receiver, where the receiver, after receiving it, will use the private key to read the message. Let us learn the process of public key cryptography, which is also known as asymmetric key cryptography. In this process, two different keys are used for encryption and decryption. Every user in an asymmetric or public crypto system has both a public key and a private key. The private key is kept secret at all times, but the public key is freely distributed. So, when Alice, the sender, wants to communicate a message to the recipient Bob, the data is encrypted with the help of the recipient's public key. And the output of this is a ciphertext which is transmitted through the channel, and it can only be decrypted with the corresponding private key of the recipient. So, sending a message to Bob requires encrypting that message with Bob's public key, and only Bob can decrypt the message as only he has his private key. So, some important properties of public key encryption key scheme are: different keys are used for encryption and decryption. This is a property which sets this scheme different from the earlier symmetric encryption scheme. Each receiver possesses a unique decryption key, which is generally referred to as the private key. The receiver needs to publish an encryption key referred to as his public key. Some assurance of the authenticity of a public key is needed in this scheme to avoid spoofing by malicious attacker as the receiver. Generally, this type of crypto system involves trusted third-party organizations which certify that a particular public key belongs to a specific person or entity only. Encryption algorithm is complex enough to prohibit the attacker from deducing the plain text from the ciphertext and the encryption public key. So, though private and public keys are related mathematically, it is not feasible to calculate the private key from the public key. So, in fact, the intelligent part of any public key crypto system is in the designing a relation between two keys. So, in this lecture, we have seen the fundamental objective of cryptography. We have learned the definition of crypto system and also a simple model of a crypto system. We have seen the two main categories of cryptography, and we have seen the introduction of public key cryptography. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon.